Hey guys, it's John.
And Kimmy.
Welcome back to Danganronpa 2. This is part 32, and we're going to be starting chapter 6.
Yeah! I'm excited to see what all happens. Things are going out of control.
I just caught her up on what happened. You should be all caught up on what happened.
We are ready.
But yeah, we're going to start chapter 6, which is the final chapter.
Yeah.
So this will be good. We did take a week off because I needed a break, but we're back now. So
yeah. Refreshed.
back with Danganronpa.
Woo!
Let's do it. Chapter 0.
Oh, that's right. Oh my god. This is the prequel.
Heading to the school trip. What does that mean?
Is that like a boat sound?
Sounds like it. It would be wrong to say it was swaying from side to side. It was actually shaking rather intensely. The room I was in, it was shaking from side to side. I actually don't know who this is.
Yeah.
The shaking was quite irregular. Just when you thought it was a series of small shakes, it would suddenly shake violently. And every time that happened, I had to steady myself with my foot. I couldn't stand up very well, but for me, it was comforting. I never thought not knowing what to expect could be so fun. So I was feeling rather excited. Maybe it's Nagito, I don't know.
Yeah, it does seem kind of Nagito-esque.
But I figured I'd get bored of that feeling soon enough. That's what I was expecting. For me, a person who is loved by talent. No. Okay.
No.
For me, a person who is loved by talent. Detecting regularities among irregularities won't be that difficult. Ah, how boring.
Oh, it is. It is. I was thinking Byakuya.
Do you like ships? On the other side of the dark room, I hear a voice. It was clearly directed at me. You look like you were having fun, so that's what I assumed. You do like ships, right? Ships? Ah, that's right. That's it. So this is a ship. You just realized that now. Is it really that funny? Hey, if you want, care to talk a little? The silence was starting to bore me. Instantly, I saw his true character. The overfamiliar attitude, the friendly smile. But under that thin skin, I could detect a foul, offensive odor, like some kind of putrid slime. In a sensible way, of course. How should I put this? It was a smell exclusive to those who were already finished. Nice to meet you. I'm Nagito Komaeda. Anyway, lucky me. It's been a while since anyone was willing to talk to me, so to share a room with a person like that. Yep, I'm definitely lucky. Lucky? Ah, so that's your talent then. What a boring talent. A boring talent, huh? Well, that's exactly what it is. But for someone I'm meeting for the first time to say that so suddenly, that's because I have luck as well.
This has to be the imposter.
The imposter?
I hope.
Huh? Even I possess a talent as boring as luck. Possess, huh? I'm starting to get really interested. Who are you? You're obviously from Host Peak Academy too, right? So you're one of us. But that's weird. This is the first time I've ever seen you. Hey, can you tell me why you're here? How'd you end up here? How boring. Sorry. I'm often told I'm terrible at making conversation. Not you. This world. Huh? This world is full of boring people. People who lack talent stick together and oppress those who do possess talent. Even though they know they're insignificant, they don't try to acknowledge their true superiors. They are profoundly desperate to drag them down to their level. And because of those bastards, this world has come to a deadlock. This world has stopped evolving. How boring. Well, the world is shaped by the will of the majority. It makes sense that it bends to those who lack talent. That's why we're in our present situation. Perhaps. Does that have anything to do with the reason you're here? Boring people make no contributions to the world, not even a speck of dust. That's why my teachers taught me that a certain degree of selection must be performed. Looks like they had high expectations for you, huh? That's completely different from me. But What are you planning to do? Now that you've ended up like this, there's nothing you can do, right? Listen well, using people is a talent too. It is now my turn to use that person just as they used me in the past. That person? Are you talking about ultimate despair? But how? I mean, they're already... I have it with me. The contribution that person left to me. Even now, it rests in my pocket. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm definitely lucky. I can't believe I'm speaking with someone as amazing as you. Then, will I be able to see her again?
What?
Will I be able to see the person I hate with every fiber of my being again? And this time, will I be able to kill her this time? The person I hate so much. Hate? Then explain your hand. Ah, this? The end of that bandage is a woman's hand, right? Isn't it amazing? Can't move it, of course. I mean, it's not my hand after all. But even now, it still hasn't rotted. Hey, maybe that means it's becoming one with me. Isn't it amazing? I have successfully become one with ultimate despair, my sworn enemy. I see, so you salvaged the body. You really are a boring person. I don't want you to misunderstand. I just see her as my enemy, you know? Because she's my sworn enemy. Because I hate her so much. That's why I took her power. And for that I... Wait, huh? Do I hate her? Huh. That's strange. Huh? Look out the window. We're finally here. You're starting to see it too, right? That's Jabberwock Island, isn't it? Isn't it exciting? I wonder what's going to happen on that island once we get there. What's going to happen? I can already predict what will happen. Huh? I already know because I am loved by talent. But no matter what happens, it's of no concern to me. I will not be able to participate in what lies ahead. Really? I don't really understand, but I guess we have to part ways for a while. That's disappointing. We seem to get along pretty well. Hey, can I see you again? There's no reason we'll ever meet again. After all, you're boring. Your talent, your thoughts, your entire existence is boring to me. You really don't play along, do you?
He has Junko's hand?
That's sure what it looked like.
What?
The red nail polish.
That was Junko's hand.
Why did he have Junko's hand? That's strange.
It's strange.
That's pretty odd, isn't it?
It's gotta be, that had to be the ultimate imposter talking as Byakuya, but also like as himself.
If it was Byakuya though, wouldn't Nagito have recognized him?
So two possible theories on that.
There's no way you could miss the Togami air at Hope's Peak.
Right. Well, but no one has seen the imposter, so the imposter could have been as someone else right then.
It could have just been someone. He could have just been some random person, yeah.
Yeah. Or if he was Byakuya, they still like had their memories erased until they got on the island.
He said he didn't recognize him from Hope's Peak though, so that implies they still had their school memories at the time.
Yeah. So their memories hadn't been erased yet. And then something had to have happened to his hand, because it seems like someone would have noticed at some point, hey, your hand has really long red nails and is a woman's hand.
I'll tell you about, because like I freaked out when I saw the hand.
Yeah.
I'll let you know what my crazy theory was at the end of the game.
Okay.
Because I had a crazy theory.
I
won't say whether or not it was right. But,
yeah. Okay.
Huh? What is this? It's a door. There's a door. Huh? A door? Why is a door here? Where am I? How'd I get here? Where am I supposed to go?
Ah.
Sorry. Oh, you saw it too?
Yes.
Yeah. Hang on. There we go. It's fixed.
Here. Oh,
But look where we are. Look. Look.
We're at Hope's Peak.
Huh? Isn't this a classroom? But even so, it's a very strange classroom. Why am I in a place like this? I went inside this ancient ruin with everyone else. And I arrived at a place that looks like a trial ground. But then, why? It's not connecting. I don't know why I'm here. It's like there's no connection between how I left the trial ground and how I ended up here. It's just like before. When we were all gathered in that classroom, just before we arrived at Jabberwock Island. But where is this place? Is it somewhere on Jabberwock Island?
Ahem, ahem. Testing. Mic check 1, 2. This is a test of the school broadcast system. Am I on? Can everyone hear me? Okay, well then. Welcome to Hope Speak Academy, you guys. At this point, I shall explain the graduation exam to you all. So please assemble at the gymnasium immediately.
Huh? Did he say what I think he just said? I love the old soundtrack. Because they're bringing it back. Yes, he definitely said it. He said, "Welcome to Hope's Peak Academy." But why would this place be Hope's Peak Academy? And not just that. What is the graduation exam? Isn't the killing over already? So...
Everything's bolted just like before.
Yeah. What is this? In a normal classroom, there'd be a window, but instead, there's this iron plate bolted here. When I tried knocking on it with my fist, looks like it's a pretty thick iron plate. Is this to keep us trapped? What the heck? This place, where iron plates are covering the windows inside the classrooms. Is it really Hope's Peak Academy? I'm looking to, aha! There are still hidden Monokumas.
No.
It's like Matrix Monokuma.
Yeah.
Matrix Kuma. The clock also had a...
This clock doesn't have any hands. A clock without hands is meaningless. Why would something like this be in a classroom? Even the hallway doesn't feel like a school at all. What a creepy place. At least, it doesn't look like a normal school at all. It's definitely a lie. There's no way this place is Hope's Peak Academy. Is this creepy place the Hope's Peak Academy that I've admired for so long? It's probably a building that Monokuma made to startle us, just like the funhouse. That's right. That's definitely it. Monokuma said to come to the gymnasium, right? Then I'll go, and definitely clear things up.
Level up.
Yeah, when you walk around, you level up. These are the trial grounds.
It's like force fields. What? That's a hieroglyphic.
Yeah, I can't get in there. Can't get into the school store either. I guess we can only go to the gym. Yeah. The gymnasium is here, right? Alright, I'm going inside. Something might be waiting, but I'm not going to cower away anymore. And so, I brace myself and cautiously open the door.
his consciousness melted away. This is the end. Goodbye, Academy of Despair.
I wasn't prepared for what was waiting for me on the other side of that door. It was a normal gymnasium.
It's so quiet.
Damn right.
Yo, Hajime!
Yo,
You heard the announcement. It came here, too.
You guys did too, right?
What's going on?
Hey, what do you make of all this? Monokuma said this place was Hope's Peak Academy or something?
That cannot be possible.
Well, yeah.
You're right. Any way you look at it, it's impossible. Hello! How does it feel to return to long-awaited Hope's Peak Academy?
Why, you.
You.
Hey, where are we? Where'd you lock us up this time?
What a shock! I just told you guys this is Hope's Peak Academy!
Of course not.
There's no way in hell that's true.
no.
Oh, but it is! I mean, this is definitely Hope's Peak Academy. Well, what's left of it anyway? What's left of it?
What?
Didn't I tell you before? Unfortunately, Hope's Peak Academy fell to ruin!
Lies.
You were serious about that?
I don't believe it. But of course it fell to ruin. I mean, they were doing things that they deserved to be ruined for. What do you mean?
I don't like this.
Anyway, I'm pretty disappointed. I went to all this trouble to bring you to Hope's Peak Academy, and you don't feel surprised or nostalgic.
Fine.
Oh well, it's not like I did this for you guys. Even if you don't feel nostalgic, I'm sure someone is feeling nostalgic right now. Someone?
Don't fuck with me.
Enough with this bullshit. Just spit it out already. Where'd you take us, you bastard?
Though I am not certain of my memories, I believe we entered the ancient ruin and...
In other words,
It means I made this Hope's Peak Academy between the door to the ruin and the inside of the ruin.
What do you mean between?
Hey.
What do you mean, made?
what's this?
Oh my! Are your minds getting the grumblies that only knowledge can satisfy? Good. Very good. It's fine to hurry along to the graduation exam, but it's in my nature to provide a little entertainment. Entertainment? You're planning to make us do something, aren't you?
No way.
It's nothing to be so cautious about. It's not like you'll be making life exchanges or anything like that.
Shing.
It's just a simple graduation exam.
Huh?
Then, what is the graduation exam?
Hey,
Well, as the headmaster, I'm conflicted, you know. On one hand, I'm really happy that you're finally going to graduate.
are you sure about this?
But on the other hand, I'm worried about whether you guys will be okay in the outside world.
So,
That's why I'm thinking about telling you what the outside world is like before you make a decision. Whether you want to leave Jabberwock Island or stay here. Huh?
We're obviously gonna get out. There's no way we stay here.
That's right.
This is annoying. Just hurry up and let us choose. Let's choose right now.
no.
You can't do that. The main cast hasn't arrived yet.
Main cast?
Hey,
Meaning, you guys are just extras until the guest of honor arrives.
damn it.
So enough complaining already. Hurry up and start researching the outside world. What do you mean? I have dispersed all the teaching materials you need for your research throughout Hope's Peak Academy. Well, I don't think this needs to be said, but all the information is accurate and contains no lies whatsoever. Otherwise, the main cast is gonna hate me. So, please rest assured and strive to do your best during your field trip. And as usual, after leaving us with his cryptic words, Monokuma disappeared. Even if the setting had changed, even if the killing was finished, he was still the same as usual.
Does that mean like the original cast? The ones who survived the last game? Ah! I'm freaking out. What is going on? Outside world? Main cast?
Oh my god, I'm freaking out! What is going on?
Are you freaking out? I'm so excited!
Yeah, I know.
Somehow, I have a bad feeling about this.
Hey, hey!
Like, he kept insisting that this place is Hope's Peak Academy. But that's impossible, right?
What are you saying?
How do we make it back to Hope's Peak Academy from a tropical island in the first place? It's impossible. Am I boring you?
Continue, please.
It cannot be.
There is no place for Hope's Peak Academy to exist on Jabberwock Island.
I said I wanted to go back, but I don't want to go back to a creepy place like this. What does this mean? So many things I don't understand have happened on the island. This building is really Hope's Peak Academy? This is the Hope's Peak Academy I've been admiring for so long? What in the world is going on? Damn it, why is this happening? Why? I was finally able to attend Hope's Peak Academy. I finally thought I'd become confident myself. Even so, I...
Must be chosen by Hope to become Hope.
If I really am a nobody, then you should have just left me alone. Why do I have to go through something like this?
Hajime? Did something happen?
Huh?
Hey, bastard!
Now's not the time to zone out. Sorry, it's nothing.
I don't really get it, but is that all?
I'm gonna do it!
As long as I don't beat the crap out of Monokuma, nothing's gonna be solved. Is that what this means?
Yeah, that's what it means, Akane.
Hey!
Spat all over my arm.
Just what the heck is Monokuma anyway? He's not part of the Future Foundation, right?
If you say that, then what is the Future Foundation?
Jeez.
Even though Chiaki and Monami are gone, our situation hasn't changed one bit. Which means the Future Foundation wasn't our enemy. That's the only thing I can think of.
You serious?
So they're not World Ender? Then we really were tricked by Monokuma.
However,
The Future Foundation is responsible for trapping us on this island, right? Regarding that matter, I believe Monami never once denied that.
damn it.
Even if they're our allies, they might not just be allies.
Maybe Monokuma is telling us to investigate that information on our own. Chiaki said she could not betray the Future Foundation. But if she were still alive, she definitely would have helped us. No, even her just being with us would have been a big help. So what should we do?
Damn it.
Well, that's obvious. If we're gonna get out of here safely, we have to do that graduation exam, right?
So annoying.
Graduation exam? I'm not really good at taking exams. Well, I guess it's better than people dying.
Jeez.
Monokuma said something about a field trip, right? Is he telling us to investigate like we've been...
All right!
I'm gonna do it!
Prepare yourself.
Like...
Yeah, we might be able to learn about something. About Hope's Peak Academy. About ourselves. I don't care if we don't know anymore. If we can just go back to our normal lives, I'm fine.
Hey!
Hey, we can go home when this is over, right? We can finally get off this damn island, right? If that's the case, let's all leave this island alive by any means.
Of course!
Hell yes!
He's right. Now's not the time to bemoan how unlucky I am. Where this place really is, what's happened to Hope's Peak Academy? none of that matters. What's important is, I had to leave this island with the others. We sacrificed so many lives in order to survive just so we could do that. There's no way we can stop now. But Monokuma should already know that that's what we're thinking. So why did he say that? We have to decide on our own whether or not we want to leave Jabberwock Island. He should already know that we'd never choose to stay on this island.
Hey, hey!
So what are we gonna do? Can we start already?
What are you even looking for? Do we just have to investigate this weird-ass building?
Even so.
I don't think we'll find the answers to all our questions inside this damn building.
Well, I'll just go on ahead for now.
Whoa!
Hey, you're already going?
Jeez.
Why's that idiot thinking running ahead without being cautious?
Man.
She's not thinking.
She obviously isn't thinking about anything.
However,
It will be fine. There will no longer be any situations where we must exchange each other's lives.
all right!
So we should do our best as well. Like they say, it is not scary if everyone stops at a green light.
If we stopped at the green light, we'd never reach our goal.
Jeez, you're pathetic.
Akane already took off on her own. Might be faster if we split up and look around too. Like Sonia said, if there's no more killing, we don't have to worry about anyone betraying us anymore.
I would still stay in pairs.
Then let's get this over with and go home.
Later.
I'll go on ahead. I'll see you guys later. With those brief words, Fuyuhiko left the gymnasium.
Excuse me.
I shall do my best to obtain a wonderful clue that will be useful to everyone. Now then, please excuse me.
Sonia took a deep bow, then left the gymnasium.
Oh my.
Miss Sonia,
Miss Sonia!
please don't leave me. I'll be in danger if I'm left alone. Kazuichi chased after Sonia, who had just departed and left the gymnasium. I should hurry and start too. Just a bit more. Just a bit more. And it's going to end. I can escape this nightmare and return to my usual peaceful everyday life. The only thing we can do is advance toward that hope. Even though I don't understand, and that a lot of horrifying things keep happening. For the sake of everyone who couldn't make it this far, I'm definitely going to go home.
Oh my.
I know, right?
Monokuma!
I knew you could do it.
I never got these when I played the first time because I was just like,
They're so
all right, let's go,
focused.
let's go, yeah. So yeah, the investigation starts now.
Wow. Is this chapter shorter than the others?
Yes. Huh? That's weird. This is the hallway I walked through to get to the gymnasium, but it's clearly different. Is this Monokuma's doing too? Is he trying to confuse us again? I don't know how he's doing it, but he keeps doing it over and over again. He's so persistent. But I'm not gonna fall for this trap. There's no way this will make me back down.
This is like the 4th or 5th floor. Whoa.
It's the 5th floor. Odd, right?
Yeah. This hallway, there's a strange feeling to it, no? As if an invisible wall has been erected to limit our movement?
I am concerned.
Is it just me?
Okay, how we can go into the dojo? Bum, bum, bada, bum, 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 bada, bum, bum.
There's a magazine!
Is this a dojo? It's full of strange things that make me think there's no way we're inside a school. Perhaps it's a mistake to expect the inside of this building to make sense. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, it's a book. Excuse me.
What is this? Is this a manga? The title is Manga for Morons, A History of Hope's Peak Academy by Monokuma. Why is a manga with such a suspicious-looking title laying out in the open like this? Let's start with history first. Class?
Hey!
Reading manga is the third best way to learn about history. Then what's the first, you ask? That depends on the person. So just
Thank you, Monokuma.
So just as I thought, Monokuma made this. That totally explains how suspicious it looks. I really want to just ignore it, but there's no way I can do that. Fine, I'll look at it. I'll look at anything that might be a clue to getting out of here, no matter what it is. I picked up the manga off the floor and started flipping through the pages. It's an introduction to Hope's Peak Academy's history, as narrated by the cutesy character on the cover. The story begins with an introduction to Hope's Peak Academy. Hope's Peak Academy.
Can I read it?
Oh yeah, you go ahead.
Hope's Peak Academy is a government-funded school of privilege where only the most talented high school students can hope to attend. Built to raise hope in the nation's future, many of its alumni are key leaders to various industries. New students are chosen through a scouting process, but the ones who scout them are Hope's Peak Academy's teachers, who serve as both educators and researchers of talent. Hope's Peak Academy isn't just a school for talent, it is also a school for researching talent as well. However, for the past few years, Hope's Peak Academy has been suffering from a decline in funding. If this persists, the Academy believes they will not be able to make progress with their research of talent. So they decided to implement a new system. The Reserve Department. Unlike the main department who scouts for students, the Reserve Department utilizes a general entrance exam. Normal faculty was hired and placed in charge of looking after the Reserve Department. The expenses and exam fees for the Reserve Department are quite high compared to most high schools. Nevertheless, Hope's Peak Academy received an endless stream of applicants. Hope's Peak Academy was now available to talentless commoners, people who only cared about the brand. With this, Hope's Peak Academy managed to amass sizable funds and began further research of talent. To create Hope's Peak Academy's earnest wish, a true genius would become mankind's hope. But just when they thought everything was going well, an unprecedented incident occurred. The incident that triggered the tragedy, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. That's right, it was the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. Hope's Peak Academy was crippled by this incident and was forced to shut down without accomplishing anything. The end.
Huh? The ending was so sudden, like a manga that's suddenly canceled in the middle of its run. Plus, these phrases mentioned at the end of this manga. The tragedy and the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. These names are so melodramatic. There's no way these incidents really happened, right? This manga only mentions the names, so I don't really know the details, but no. It'd just be a waste of time to wonder about things that don't make sense. More importantly, I learned something because of this manga. The Reserve Department. That department was only built to collect money. I was one of those Reserve Corps students, right?
But hold on.
That's weird. Oh, you're here again. Ah, the thing that's weird is you, of course. Huh?
Hey!
Why did you forget that you were part of the Reserve Department? The Future Foundation only took away your school life memories, right? But you should have known even before you entered that you had no talent, right? So, I think it's weird that you actually forgot something like that, too. What do you want me to say?
By the way...
Based on my assumption, the Future Foundation must have wanted to hide the fact that you were one of those Reserve Corps students.
I got it!
Or you willingly sealed those memories yourself. Huh? You wanted to be confident in yourself, so you wanted to forget everything that embarrassed you. You know, when humans experience trauma, sometimes they erase their memory of what happened. It happens pretty often. Not that I know of anything about that, though. Are you saying it's my fault I forgot? That's not it.
Come on!
When things get inconvenient, you always get angry and try to brush it off. Well, that's expected of a Reserve Corps student. Damn it, what the heck?
That is interesting. I never thought about that.
Right, because you'd think he would have known
Whether or not
he had a talent before, you know. Yeah. It is interesting to think about.
I don't know why I never thought about that. I just accepted whatever they said. You know, it's just like,
Right.
yeah. Spoon feed me.
Oh, Kazuichi.
What's going on?
This hallway, it's kind of creepy. I can't go to places I should be able to go to. It's like some rule is being enforced for no reason. It's like there's an invisible wall or something.
So they're all kind of saying the same thing.
Oh. We can go in this classroom now. Gonna look for Ken Monokuma. Probably missing him. This is another manga. It's laying on top of the desk. This one is Manga for Morons, The Tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. Huh.
I love that it's manga for morons, like the idiot guidebook or whatever.
Yeah.
That's,
It's like for dummies.
yeah, the
yeah.
dummies one, yeah.
Wasn't The Tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy mentioned in that other manga too? It's why Hope's Peak Academy went bankrupt, and it was the trigger for the biggest, most tragic, most awful event in human history.
Let's read it.
If I read this manga, will I be able to learn a little more about that incident? I took the manga from the desk and started flipping through the pages to see what I could learn about the event known as the Tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. The story made heavy use of outdated, stylized drawings depicting characters solving mysteries. What's written here is,
As the name suggests, the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy occurred at Hope's Peak Academy. The key player in that event was a student named Izuru Kamakura. Did I do it right?
yeah,
Izuru was a genius known as a symbol of hope. Hope's Peak Academy used all their resources to develop him. Supposedly, Izuru was a genius among geniuses and possessed various talents. Wielding superior talent for the hope of humankind, the Academy referred to Izuru as the ultimate hope. To protect such rare talent, the Academy completely concealed all evidence of Izuru's origins and identity. Because of that, most of the students at the Academy were completely unaware of Izuru's existence. But Izuru, who was known as the symbol of hope, was responsible for a horrible incident. 13 students of Hope's Peak Academy's Student Council, among the Academy's best and brightest, were brutally murdered by Izuru. However, the incident did not end there. The Academy tried to protect Izuru's superior talent and conceal the incident as though it never happened. However, a certain student began working in secret to use that incident to their advantage. That student uncovered what the Academy did, and by making that knowledge public, it stoked the fires of reserve corps students who had long been dissatisfied with how they'd been treated. And the uprising began. And that heralded Hope's Peak Academy's destruction. This is the entirety of the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. Eventually, that incident would lead to that horrifying, devastating incident. The incident that would be known as the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. We're excited. Danganronpa 0.
which is a real thing. There is a Danganronpa 0 graphic novel, I believe. Or
Really?
maybe it's not a graphic novel. Maybe it's a book. I think it's a book. Yeah, written by Kodaka, the Kazutaka Kodaka, the main level designer and writer.
That's really cool.
Yeah. With a heavy sigh, I closed the manga. Am I supposed to believe this? There's no way 13 people were killed at Hope's Peak Academy. What irony! For a genius known as the ultimate hope to cause such a gruesome incident. A talent like that is too regal for society. It's like trying to buy juice with a bar of gold. You should be lucky that you're incompetent. Damn it. He always has to lead up to something offensive. He seriously pisses me off. But ultimate hope. Nagito mentioned that before, too. But it looks like it means something completely different here. What Nagito said was the true meaning of hope. But for Izuru, hope simply means talent. More importantly, a genius who possesses various talents. I wish they'd given me one of those talents so I didn't have to be in the reserve department. That's right, the reserve department. Here it said that the reserve corps students in the reserve department began uprising. Then what about me? Was I a participant too? No, it's not possible. There's no way. I have no reason to do something like that.
Doesn't he, though?
Anyway, I've learned about the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy, but the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history is a far worse incident, right? What kind of incident was it? And who's this other student that isn't Uzuru? A certain student who secretly used the incident to their advantage. Who is that?
I hope that's him. I hope it's Hajime.
This incident is really messed up, but all it's doing is raising more questions. The mysteries just keep piling up. Odd. I don't think there's a hidden Monokuma in here.
Let's get out of this animal print room.
Huh? Kimmy hates animal print.
I really do.
Just in case you didn't know.
I get irrationally angry about it. Raw! It still says raw!
It still says raw. Why?
Or war.
Why does it say raw?
Oh, there's one under the desk.
Well, what the hell is this room? With this room, it's freaking cold in here. It's like I'm in a freezer or something. If I just stand still, I might end up freezing to death. I should hurry up and investigate so I can get out of here already. Well, hang on, dude.
I've been found.
Oh, should we check on our snake? Our little danger noodle. It's so close to growing up.
I know. Isn't that nice?
Look at how happy it is.
I know. How neat.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Sure. There's another manga just laying around here. This time the title is Manga for Morons, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history.
I'm sorry about that.
I knew it. The next one would obviously be about this incident. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history, huh? Just what was that incident really all about? It might turn out to be something lame. I flipped through the pages of the manga and hoped that I was right.
I love that they like set it up for it. It could be lame.
Yeah.
You might think this is lame.
A story about creepily drawn characters who get involved in such horrifying incidents. An incident known as the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. Is this drawn so grotesquely because the incident itself is that grotesque? Anyway, the beginning of this creepy manga starts with this sentence.
It kind of reminds me of the graphic novel about the spirals.
Yeah, Junji Ito.
Yeah, it reminds
Yeah.
me of his work. The tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy was simply the trigger. At first, the uprising by the reserve corps students that triggered the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy was initially hoped to be resolved quickly, but the situation continued to escalate to dangerous extremes. Excuse me. So the tragedy is not the 13 students who were murdered.
No.
The tragedy is it shutting down.
That's the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history that they're talking about. The tragedy, the 13 students getting murdered, that's the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy.
Okay.
Two different things.
Right.
Remember in the first game when Monokuma took us to that, or when we discovered that room with
Yeah.
the bloodstains? That's probably where that happened.
Right. Okay.
And he called it the tragedy,
Right.
but
It just
so
seemed
was
like here
one.
they're like, the 13 students is what triggered the tragedy. And I was like,
The tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy triggered
Is-
the tragedy of the world.
yeah, okay.
Basically.
The movement started spreading all over the internet and fostered a thriving online community. The community was not limited to students, and people of various races and nations began joining in. But the movement was not confined to the internet and began spreading and eroding the real world. When the movement started, it was indistinguishable from any other demonstration inspired by social unrest. But as it spread across the world, certain abnormalities soon came to light. By then, it was too late. The ends and the means had vanished, and wanton destruction became their only goal. The strong butchered the weak. The weak killed the weakest among them. And soon, the weak formed factions to brutally murder the strong. As the violence and death continued to spread, the shock of their actions began to disappear, as if the era was regressing to more uncivilized times, when senseless deaths were the norm. The media was oversaturated with deaths to the point where people would watch them while enjoying a meal.
Sometimes you're reading these and you're like, and that's the last sentence. And then
And
there's
that's
another one.
the end.
Yeah.
Oh, here we
It's
go
just another
again.
one.
Yeah. By the time the world realized what it had become, it was too late to stop what had happened. A feeling of immense despair began spreading and eventually engulfed the world. Acts of terrorism and coups d'etats began occurring around the world, a war waged in the name of despair. Coups d'etats?
Yeah.
Is that how you say it?
Sure.
Okay,
Who gives
great.
a shit?
I don't know. A war fought not for principles, religion, or personal gain. Just war. Pure war. And because of that, there was no way to resolve it. How could a movement started by high school students progress to such a hopeless scenario? The only explanation is the existence of a certain organization devoted to a certain student who influenced Hope's Peak Academy. A group called Ultimate Despair. Instead of using Hope's Peak Academy's talents for the sake of mankind's hope, they used them for the sake of mankind's despair.
Dun dun dun!
Key members of society use their influence to brainwash the masses in order to spread despair. Tech-savvy computer programmers wrote software to spread despair. The powerful and influential created new values and morals to spread despair. And with this, they created the tragedy, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. As long as ultimate despair exists, the despair engulfing the world will never end. The tragedy will never end.
My heart was racing in my chest, but my body felt ice cold. And it wasn't because I was freezing in this room. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. This is definitely all made up.
I mean, I feel like that's fair to call it that.
If this is really true, then what's happening in the outside world? My family, my friends, the convenience store I frequent, the nearby bookstore, my favorite restaurant. What's happened to them?
No way!
Hey, are you seriously yelling at a manga? How crazy are you? Who would enjoy reading something like this?
What?
Oh my, you don't like manga? A high school student who doesn't like manga is like an office lady who doesn't like to eat candy! Enough. What is this messed up manga? I thought you'd obviously know about such a horrible event that destroyed the world, but for you to not remember that, such despair. That's the Future Foundation's fault, though. Thanks to them stealing your school memories. The incident that happened during that period has been completely removed from your brains. This incident really happened, and I actually forgot about it? There's no way that's possible.
What are you saying?
How many times do I have to tell you? All the clues here are real.
Hello.
Please understand, I'm rooting for you. If you don't learn about the full extent of the outside world, you guys will suffer for it. I just want to help you guys so you can live well-adjusted lives in the outside world. I see. So that's how it is. That's what he meant by what he said at the beginning. He's trying to make us feel despair toward the outside world so that we'll want to stay on this island. But there's no way I'm going to do what he wants. Despair like that simply can't exist. The outside world should be filled with hope. Just like now. Perhaps... No, that's definitely it.
How would it benefit Monokuma to have them Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm like running into the green screen. How would it benefit him for them to stay on the island? That doesn't make any sense to me.
It is strange. Whether or not this incident really happened, what in the world is this Ultimate Despair group? If they're devoted to a certain student who guided Holmes Peak Academy to its destruction, are they connected to both the tragedy and the tragedy of Holmes Peak Academy? Plus, that organization isn't just one person, but a group of people. But if they're known as Ultimate Despair, they're high school students, right? Well, if they were actually able to do it, then I guess that's why they were called Ultimates. Then, are the killings we're involved in connected to them as well? It's no use, I'm gonna freeze to death. I'm at my limit. I need to get out of here. Shivering, I ran out of the freezing room. Phew, that was close. I nearly froze to death. So where should I go next? Can't go here.
I have
go
so
here.
many thoughts right now.
Yeah?
So I'm thinking that Izuru, is that his name?
Uzuru.
Izuru?
Yeah.
That he would be the ultimate imposter that we met before. Because to be
But
the
nobody knows what.
right,
they
because
look
they
like.
protected his information or their information.
Ah.
And Izuru, his information was completely concealed and protected by the academy.
By the what?
By the academy. So it'd be interesting if he was the ultimate imposter. Because in order to be the ultimate imposter, it seems like you would have to have other talents as well to successfully manipulate people to think you're someone else
Yeah.
with an ultimate talent.
Huh. Yeah. Yeah, if you were gonna imitate people with an ultimate talent,
You would,
you would have to be able to impost
Yeah.
that talent.
feign.
Yeah, feign. Yeah, I know, but I was just trying to,
Yeah.
you know.
I know, I was thinking
I
about
was
that
trying
too,
to
like
make-
imposter.
I was trying to use like a word related to imposter.
But yeah, that's my
Impose.
theory. That's
You're
my working
You
theory.
had to impose that talent.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
There you go.
And I think Hajime is the reserve student person that the ultimate despair.
That took advantage of the murder of 13 students.
Yeah.
Because he wanted to begin his reserve course uprising.
Yeah. I hope so anyway.
No, I should ignore it. I'm just gonna pretend I didn't see him. But what if he's a hidden Monokuma, though? He's not. Why, hello, Hajime. I hope you're doing pleasingly well. Are you pleasingly well? You're pleasingly well, right? What are you doing here?
No.
Well, there was another thing I need to tell you on this floor. I got bored of drawing manga. Can you forgive me for telling you by word of mouth? You should have done that from the beginning. I didn't want to read your manga in the first place. A high school student who doesn't like manga is like a sumo wrestler who doesn't like eating hot pots. I'm getting really fed up with your babbling. Hurry up, what'd you need to tell me? It's about that key piece of information you've been waiting so long for.
What?
Surprise! It's about ultimate despair! Huh? Even though the term ultimate despair refers to a group these days,
Actually,
it was originally the title for a high school girl who was the most powerful, evil, and feared person alive. A high school girl?
yes indeed.
Lady Junko Enoshima. Junko Enoshima?
Hey,
As the former ultimate despair, she created despair brimming with charm and humor, and created the ultimate despairs. There was one really horrible person in that group.
don't fuck with me.
Hold on a sec. I don't know what the ultimate despairs are, but it's not that easy to form an organization. There's no way people would join some fucked up organization created by a high school girl.
Other high school girls would.
Unbelievable.
Humans who are obsessed with their philosophy have an uncanny power to attract others. It's a trait shared by many famous leaders throughout history, right? There's nothing strange about it.
Hey,
That holds true for Lady Junko. With her charismatic ability to attract people, she even influenced those in the highest echelons of power.
Phew.
Her connections were the main reason that incident became the tragedy in the first place. So she even recruited people who would have been in a position to neutralize the threat?
Huh?
Then what was their purpose?
Huh?
What? Like I said, why'd they cause that incident? Doesn't even make any sense. They had a purpose, right? There's no way they'd do what they did without any purpose.
Hey,
It was Junko and Oshima's despair. Huh? For Junko and Oshima, despair isn't about purpose, a set of principles, a way of life, or an instinct. Despair is what defines Junko and Oshima as Junko and Oshima. What are you saying? I'm a stuffed plushie. Hajime is a human. It's exactly like that. Junko and Oshima is full of so much despair that she's truly hopeless. Living, dying, eating, loving, for her, everything is despair. What the hell? With her overwhelming force of personality, Junko recruited the ultimate despairs one by one. She controlled their despair by taking advantage of their love, hate, grudges, anything really. Junko's despair is far more dreadful than any other. That idea had been slammed right into their minds. And so the ultimate despairs who had been recruited became nothing more than Junko's limbs. All despair, whether it was their own or anyone else's, was dedicated to Junko and Oshima. Like believers making offerings to their god. Like a mother providing food to her children. They dedicated all despair so they could escape from despair. All in Junko and Oshima's name. For example, they killed their families and friends and even destroyed their bodies through relentless mutilation. And to hopelessly top it off, they completely believed it was something they had to do. There's no way something that crazy is possible.
What?
Do you know about the final days of the reserve corps students during the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy? Final days?
In other words,
Junko has the power to change people's values. This is also true of famous people throughout history. Hey, what do you mean final days? What happened to the reserve department?
of course.
They fulfilled their role as disposable limbs. They believed in what they needed to do. And so, the 2,357 students of the reserve department all committed mass suicide! Mass suicide?
What did you say?
All 2,357 students? Oops, it wasn't all of them. One person was excluded. One person was excluded? Huh? Is that me?
Damn it.
I don't believe it. There's no way I can believe this. Ultimate despair? Junko and Oshima? Huh, doesn't scare me at all. I mean,
Bastard!
Junko and Oshima is already dead. Huh? So, I think this is probably a good place to halt the investigation. Are you okay?
Yeah, that was just a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot that they kind of dump on you. You might be thinking like,
I was not expecting the mass suicide part.
yeah. So I mean, you gotta remember, Monokuma says that everything he's saying is the complete and total truth.
Right.
And I believe he said that in the first game, and it turned out that they were. Whenever Monokuma says that, you can take for granted that what they're saying is true.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is kind of a lot. Why would all the Reserve Corps students commit mass suicide?
Yeah.
Except for Hajime.
Yeah. So I wonder if, like,
It is weird.
if he's considering them following Junko as them, committing mass suicide.
Right, it's like, is it literal? Are you speaking literally?
Yeah.
Stupid
Like, did they
fucking
drink
bear.
the Kool-Aid, or did they,
Yeah.
just agree to follow her, and that to him is committing mass suicide, because of course they would die in the process.
Right, like they're as good as dead.
Right.
Yeah. I
Because
don't know.
I could see him twisting words like that, where he's like,
But-
see what I mean?
Yeah.
Mass suicide. It's like, oh my god.
There's a lot to digest in this chapter. Like, the Reserve Corps student being wiped out, so I guess their uprising didn't work, right?
Apparently
and
not.
then you got this stuff about, you know, Izuru, you know,
Junko.
killing 13 students. And, yeah, Junko and the ultimate despairs. Now we know that it's more than just Junko and Mukuro.
Yes.
We know that it's like, apparently, a lot of people.
Who make
An
up the ultimate
organization.
despairs.
Yeah.
Which would make sense.
Could they be World Ender, you know?
Yeah, I mean, logically that would follow.
It makes sense,
Yeah.
I know we said that way early, is like, you know, well,
Are they related? Yeah.
yeah.
But if Ultimate Despair has taken over the world, then World Ender could be trying to end that, which, pick a better name, you know, if you're gonna try and end despair for the world. Unless you're like, just blow up the world.
Yeah.
In which case, like, alright, bring it down a couple notches.
Who do you think the person on the boat was? Talking to Nagito.
I think it was the Ultimate Imposter. Yeah. Yeah.
And you think the ultimate imposter is Izuru.
Yes.
So you think that it was Izuru and Nagito,
Yes.
ultimately. So you think that Izuru is the ultimate imposter's true identity, or do you think it's just a false identity that they use when they're in like a neutral state?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Sorry.
I think that Izuru is the name that they refer to the Ultimate Hope as, but he is the Ultimate Imposter, who is he is the actual Ultimate Imposter.
Imposting hope.
Yes, he is imposting. He is feigning hope, which would make him the Ultimate Despair in that regard. Yeah. So maybe is he like the triplet of Junko? Like, are we about to? Oh God, this family sucks. Okay, yeah. I should not have had 2 cups of coffee. My brain is vibrating right now.
Well, I guess we'll find out in the next video. Probably, I'm thinking the pacing of this is going to be next video we'll wrap up the investigation.
Sheesh.
And then the video after
So-
that will be the final trial, I think.
Okay, so we have like 3 or 4 videos, counting this one left.
No, I think we have 2.
Counting this one?
No,
Or
no,
after?
no. After this one. 2 after this one. I think. I don't know. It might. This is a long investigation, so I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But
All
yeah.
right.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys in the next one. Posted tomorrow.
Yep. Think critically,
What was that? You sound terrified.
because it's so
Do it again.
exciting.
Let's do it again.
Think critically.